On the second Sunday of Christmas, we read from the Gospel of John, beginning with the first verse of the first chapter. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. The reading ends at verse 14, and the Word became flesh and lived among us, and we have seen his glory. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. God came to live among us, to talk to us, to teach us, to heal our infirmities. In the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, God overcame the separation, reconciling the world to himself. In 2 Corinthians 9, St. Paul gives us words to respond to what God has done for us. Thanks be to God for his indescribable gift. This is a gift you will never want to exchange. Others may choose to join the crowds who are walking to the malls to return their gifts. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But you won't be among them. You will be sitting snugly before the fireplace, basking in the warmth and the light. To all who received him, who believed in his name, he gave power to become children of God. There is, on the other hand, a popular practice that will be quite acceptable: regifting. You may take the gift and repackage it another time and give it to people you care about. They will be fully aware of where it came from, and they will love it. No one will care that what's in the package didn't start with you. Regifting is good. In the Meadowthorpe church, we had a problem. The decorations would always go up with a willing team effort. The president of the women of the church, Edna Monroe, would come in and we'd go over each detail. We would decorate the church little by little over Advent, with all the stops being pulled out on Christmas Eve. But somehow after the holiday, we couldn't seem to get going on taking the decorations down. Edna and I put our heads together and came up with a solution. We would make the undecorating an event for the church calendar. We would do it on Epiphany. A new tradition was born. Every year on January 6th, a group would gather at 10 in the morning to place the decorations back in their boxes. Then we'd have lunch together. Everyone would bring sandwiches. The idea was to keep it simple. But soon, despite all our efforts, Dot Laughlin and Patsy O'Dowd were competing to see who could bring the fanciest sandwich spread. For me, at least, Dot won. 30 years later, I can still remember her heavenly pimento cheese. January 6th, Epiphany, 12 days after Christmas, was also Betty Morris's birthday. So someone would, every year, bring a cake. We'd always eat in the kitchen. One year, Paul Sturgill gave beautiful new vertical blinds for the kitchen. Dottie Sturgill was no longer in the group. She was celebrating Epiphany in a place of fuller light. these names, unfamiliar to you, evoke to Larley and me the presence of familiar friends. This type of memory comes to me when I read the prologue to John's Gospel. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the Word became flesh and lived among us, and we have seen his glory. Among us. No need to dream of a church populated by celebrities. When it comes to participating in God's great design, ordinary is good. The Epiphany gatherings in that small, simple suburban congregation is a perfect example of incarnation, the eternal Word making its way into the world. That's what Christmas is, the celebration of the cosmic life of God becoming real, actual, tangible, even modern among us. Christmas, like the first paragraph of John's Gospel, is not the culmination of the story, it is its beginning. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. The indwelling of God in the Church of Jesus Christ is a marvelous, ongoing process of regifting. Early in childhood, I received a kaleidoscope for Christmas. I remember still the wonder of turning it again and again, watching the glass beads make new patterns. The pattern at the center would be produced again and again, 1,000 times. Look at those blues with the orange and yellows. Oh, look at the patterns, always new, and the reds, indescribable. So it is with the incarnation, so it is in the life of the Church of Jesus Christ. In our most humble undertaking, we multiply the mystery. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the Word became flesh and lived among us, and we have seen his glory. Now to God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit be honor and glory now and forever.